ignoring us.
We got all kinds of wildlife in our neighborhood.
Yeah.
This isn't public information.
I do too.
Oh, I know.
Do appreciate you.
Oh, man, look at this. I got it. Official.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah, yeah. Thank you, yeah. Yeah.
What you're thinking about,
There must be 50 of them under here, huh?
I think a little bit more about I don't know, I put a whole bunch of good ones in.
Better understand.
You know,
I have like
if
30
the
of them.
regulation were
Yeah,
there,
you go.
land use plan,
They don't have that cool.
different from.
I know.
citizens
They
want
don't have that cool
You'd have
Perrysburg.
people who would say, hey, I've been here for
Logo
15
on 'em.
years and I
Believe
came
it or
here
not,
because the
they're
river
gonna
ran up.
put them in the van.
Yeah, I don't think that would be good.
Interesting. These?
In the city, you have
I don't know,
Main
street
Street.
one or something.
you got the trailer park there. But you got 20, 50-year-old trailers. That's the first stop for people to live in. Then you got multi-million units just two miles down the road. Who aren't permanent residents. I mean, you know what I mean?
We get a new chairman, we're running a minute late already.
We're a minute late. I'm sorry.
We plan to be out of here by quarter after.
All right. I would like to call this meeting of Thursday, June 13th, Zoning Board of Appeals of the City of Ferrisburg. Call to order. Roll call.
Chairman Stirk?
Yep.
Board Member Lyons?
Yes.
Board Member DeWitt?
Here.
Board Member Mulligan?
Here.
Board Member Rifle?
Here.
Consideration approval of the minutes of April 11 as printed. So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
We now have time for public comment from anybody that wants to talk about anything other than the public hearing we'll be holding next. Anybody interested in making some public comments? I will now open the public hearing. A request filed by Mark and Susan Hanson to construct an accessory building on a side yard, a variance from the zoning ordinance, section 130F1A. Construct a turnout pad 12 feet in width instead of permitted 10. A variance from zoning ordinance, section 3.160C2A1 triple I. The parcel described as parcel number 70318422002, commonly known as 18870 Piney Drive.
Your turn.
It's your turn.
Okay, so
Please.
Up at the microphone,
please come up
please.
to the podium.
6 months ago and proposed the garage, and it was approved. That was before I had hired an architect and an environmental firm, because I wasn't sure if I wanted to spend money on an architect and an environmental firm unless it was approved. So it was approved, but I chose a size. I didn't look at revisions of the city either. I just said 16 by 24, sounds like a good size. And then all of a sudden the architect we hired was aware of the provisions, city, said, you know what, you can actually get 4 more feet in there, which would make sense for the boat I want to put in there, fishing boat I want to put in there. Pretty tight, 24 feet trailer. So he worked it all out, and now we are under the 40% footprint of our house, which is the difference here. Pushing the garage back 4 feet, maintaining the city's provisions.
But the issue is not the additional 4 feet of the building. The issue is that you have a drive that's 12 foot wide when a 10-foot one is allowed. That's what the variance is for, by the way I understand it.
Both.
Or both.
Yeah.
Two variances.
Correct. The one variance would be for the accessory building in the side yard, and the other one would be for the wider driveway pad,
Right, but we already gave them the variance for the accessory building in the side yard.
for 16 by 24. Now this is a 16 by
So we're
28.
adding 4 feet.
Right.
Yeah. So-
Change the dimensions.
Right.
Once we were aware of visions, architect said, you know, we can stretch that out another 4 feet and still.
And the reason for going from 10 foot to 12 foot? It's for when you can back into it and then drive straight out.
Yeah.
It's fun.
So that's the reason, and there was room there.
At this point, I would like, any more comments? I'd like to close the public hearing and I'm open to a motion to approve, not approve, a request filed by Mark and Susan Hanson to construct an accessory building in a side yard, a variance from zoning ordinance 3130F1A, and construct a turnout pad 12 foot in width instead of the permitted 10 foot width, a variance from zoning ordinance section 3160C 2A1III. The parcel is described as parcel number 70-03-18-422-002, commonly known as 18870 Piney Point Drive.
I have a question. Typically driveways go to the planning commission. Within our purview to even approve this?
That's correct. Deviations from driveway requirements go to the planning commission. That's going to go to the planning commission.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear your answer.
Yeah, the turnaround pad is going to have to go to the planning commission. You're correct.
So we can approve the building,
Yes,
but not the driveway.
correct.
So you guys are aware, we can only approve half of your request.
Yeah.
You have to.
We'll use your drawings and everything.
Is there another fee? Another fee?
Yes. But hee-haw, there is.
Yeah, I was trying to think what it is. It's $100 or $150 because we have to do the same notice again to everybody within 300 feet. Right, yeah. It's a different committee though, seeing it.
Could you come back to the podium, please?
That's 16 feet.
I've got a larger map of it.
Well, the drive going out to the street is only, is 16 feet,
That's existing.
or
Oh.
the driveway width to the street from the house is how wide?
Driveway, this is a 12-foot, print that I have here is 12-foot, wide, yeah.
From your existing house to the existing road?
Oh, the existing road is,
It looks like it's 16 feet at the lot line.
Yeah, it'd be all of that. If it doesn't extend to the street,
There's 16 feet here that it looks like. Dotted line. Existing. At the setback, it looks like it's 16 feet.
The
Why
width,
don't you bring the big one up here?
yeah. Okay, so,
your home,
this,
your home is here.
this is one of those questions here.
And this is the pad that you're proposing?
yes.
Right, this is the existing driveway
Yeah,
here.
this is the existing driveway.
Okay,
Which is
I can't read it.
It says 16 feet.
Okay.
Here it's 16 feet for new drive. But at the setback, it's 16 feet, it looks like here. This is proposed.
Right.
This is the existing.
is this proposed as well?
That is, soil removal.
Right, that was,
So we're looking for basically, 12 feet. This was all approved by
Eagle's a different critter than we are.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to go to Eagle first, and then you come to us so I guess if you're anxious to go, say at 12 feet, we can approve 10 feet? 10 feet would be
10
within
feet
your-
standard.
Yeah, zoning board wouldn't have to approve that because that's permitted by the zoning ordinance.
10 feet,
10 feet wide.
right, so if this reduced from 12 to 10, we're good.
Okay. Well, that's okay with me.
Well, otherwise you're gonna go to the planning
Yeah.
commission, and,
We got another delay.
well, you gotta delay it, and they could turn it down. And you'd be back to 10 foot. I can't imagine them turning it down, but they've done a lot of things I can't imagine lately. They have.
Planning commission. This will let us get.
Well, we can approve the garage.
Sure.
That's not an issue.
Yeah.
And we can approve the turnaround at 10 feet.
Okay.
So, if you wanna go, if you insist on 12 feet, you're gonna have to go to the planning commission.
That and if you try to go.
Yep.
Yes,
Sure can.
Okay? I want you to get going on the project here. We don't wanna hold you up unnecessarily.
You've got the, I accidentally drove by this Sunday.
Accidentally?
Were you lost?
Well, no. I wanted to see where the Grand Rapids Parade House was, which is way down at the end.
Yeah.
And so coming back, I says, well, let's just drive back here. I hadn't gotten my packet yet, so I didn't know that this was on.
I think it's.
Yeah. That's when I saw that you had a big tree. Done with it? I'm done with it.
Yeah, I'm happy with 10 foot until we decide later on, after it's all over,
Yeah.
we'll come back to the process again.
The only thing I can assure you is that the building won't be.
It never is. It never is.
I thought I'd say that so that your wife understood.
It never is.
The more room, the more junk. That's the way it works.
Well, that's why they got it upstairs.
That may,
Yeah.
all right, Your Honor, where we at?
Alright.
So what's,
Okay, so we're at a motion?
yes, and my question is, do we have to read the whole?
Yeah.
I don't know if my voice will last that long.
Yeah, it's just the first part here, be improving. It wouldn't be constructing.
Yeah, we're just approving,
And a 10 foot, we could approve the drive as 10 foot instead of the turnout pad at 10 feet instead. Have to be the motion.
Well, if they're going with 10 foot, that driveway doesn't need to be included in the motion because that's permitted by the zoning ordinance by right.
right, so the only thing we have to,
But we have to not approve the 12 foot, approve the building.
Correct.
Yeah, so you need two motions, correct?
Motion
That
to
we,
deny the 12 foot.
decline
Well,
to,
we're just gonna vote on the accessory building because the zoning board of appeals doesn't have any authority to grant a waiver or deny the driveway.
right, but it's on our agenda.
well,
And
we
so.
can have a motion to deny
We can, yeah, we can.
the 12 because
Okay.
it is not an item to be handled by the ZBA.
Okay.
How's that?
So I will move that
Yes.
we accept the change in the size of the building. And if it can be on one motion, I'll also move that we rescind the request for the change in the size of the drive and that we refer it to planning commission or not approval.
If they desire.
I would second that, but don't we need to read the packet into the record too before we do that?
Yeah.
read the whole report from Horizon.
I had to, darn it, you can do too.
Actually, that's what was prepared the last time when they originally came in. It's been read once.
Yes.
I think it was included just for us to see the background, if we had forgotten it.
Greg, do we have to read it, read the whole report into the record?
No, I think if you just read the
Summary?
standards and the response, and whether you agree with that or not.
Yeah.
The applicant replaced to detached accessory building in a side yard, section 3.130F requires detached accessory buildings to be placed in rear yards. Section 1150 of the standards of granting of variance. No variance. The provisions or requirements of the zoning ordinance shall be authorized by the zoning board of appeals unless it is found the evidence of all the following conditions exists. 1. Compliance with the zoning ordinance would result in practical difficulties to be exceptional, extraordinary, or unique circumstances or conditions of the parcel, such as exceptional narrowness of the width or depth of a lot or parcel or an irregular shape, which we do. Exceptional natural or topographic features located on the lot or parcel, such as steep slopes, water, existing significant trees, or other unique or extreme physical conditions of the land. C. Extraordinary location of existing building or structure that allows no other practical or feasible location for the expansion because of the exceptional features of the land. D. Other exceptional or extraordinary dimensional conditions or characteristics of the land, lot, or parcel. Comment. The lot depth is narrower than the lot width, which results in a shallower rear yard. As such, there is less rear yard area for compliance accessory building placement. Further, the rear dune can be considered an exceptional natural or topographic feature that can cause practical difficulty to the zoning ordinance. 2. Unusual circumstances do not apply to most other lots or parcels in the same manner or in the same extent to other lots or parcels in the same district. Comment. Lot is wider than deep, which is uncommon within the applicable zoning district and the general vicinity. While some lots do back into the dune systems, it is not that common. An occurrence of the circumstances should be considered unusual. 3. That the variance is necessary for the preservation and enjoyment of substantial property right. Possibility of increased financial return will not of itself be deemed sufficient to warrant a variance. Comment. Building location relief may be reasonable to preserve a substantial property right due to the shallowness of the lot, the presence of a steep dune in the rear yard where compliant placement would be located. 4. That granting the variance will not be a substantial detriment to adjacent nearby land uses and properties. Comment. Since all of the other setback and dimensional requirements will be met, side yard placement of the building would not be a substantial detriment to adjacent or nearby land uses and properties. 5. The applicant shall not have created the problem for which the variance is being sought. Comment. Problems exist due to exceptional natural characteristics of the lot as well as its general. The lot being wider than it is deep. As such, it is not considered a self-created problem that results for personal preferences or desires. Granting it for the granting of the variance will not be contrary to public interest, and that the spirit of this ordinance shall be observed, public safety secured, and substantial justice done for both the applicant and other property owners in the district. Comment. Approval of side yard placement due to unique characteristics of the lot and land would not be contrary to public interest and spirit of the zoning ordinance. This case is a clear example of exceptional circumstances and a condition that would warrant relief. Our planner believes all 6 standards are met based on the findings documented in this report. I recommend approval of the side yard placement of the detached accessory building so long as the building is constructed in accordance with plans submitted for ZBA review. Please note, any motion supporting or opposing the variance must specifically reference the ZBA's findings concerning all applicable standards, recent case law.
Your Honor, I think we should go do 2 motions. One to deny the 12-foot, which is legally right to 10-foot, but we need it on the record that we denied it. If you need to go to the planning commission, that's up to them, correct?
Correct.
And then the second motion to approve the garage as presented.
Well, Mr. Lyons had that in his motion.
So we,
I had them both, but I agree with,
Separate
I
them.
agree with Mike. I think they should.
I'll make a motion, we deny the 12-foot turnout pad.
I'll support that.
Moved by DeWitt, seconded by Lyons. Comments, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Second motion is to approve the variance in size. 28.4 feet or something. Whatever it is.
Yeah, and it's been supported.
So, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Carried.
Thank you. It won't be big enough.
So unclear. 10 foot,
Is allowed by right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you want 12 or bigger,
You have to go to.
you need to talk to Craig and set up a planning commission. Okay,
Thank you.
you're welcome.
Number 7, selection of a chairperson for next year.
Vice Chair.
Huh?
Vice Chair. You already.
You are the chairman.
Well, here it says a selection of chairperson, July 1, 24 to 25.
The typographical. Well, we only have one choice.
Oh, is his,
Unless you want to make it, you want to serve as vice chair?
Look at me.
Yeah. You're the only one, 'cause Joe's
Yeah.
gone, I
I'm
can't.
gone 3 months.
Sure, I'd love to. Love it. It'd be so fun. But I really, it's up to you. If you want to do
Would
it.
you rather wait till we appoint Cole as a full member and have her do it? It's up to you.
I have no preference. I'll be here every meeting from here on out, just with my.
I will not be here next month because I'm going to be on this on the Ohio River.
Well, we should talk after the meeting about the Ohio River thing, but
Actually, Cumberland River.
Connor, I would make a motion, we make, Mr. Milligan vice chair for July 1, 2024 to June 30th, 2025.
I'll support.
Comments, discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Congratulations, Mr. Milliken.
very much.
Okay, so,
Reports and comments from ZBA members.
we'll, like to add an agenda item 7A, appointment of, Nicole as a permanent member.
So it'd be a recommendation to the mayor to appoint Nicole as a regular member.
To replace this distinguished.
Right, this is his last meeting, correct?
Right.
So we can legally appoint her.
You can recommend to the mayor the appointment, yes.
Recommendation.
Okay. Okay, so I'll make a motion, we make a recommendation to the mayor that we appoint Nicole Larrabee to a permanent member of the ZBA.
I'll support it.
Just a second, thought about this. I'm on this body because I'm the planning commission's representative here. So since I will no longer be on the planning commission, they will appoint someone else in my place.
Would we have an issue with it, Craig?
No. But that's gonna be correct. We need a plan commission rep on the board.
So Nicole has to stay as a alternate?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, thank you, John, for
Yep.
enlightening me.
Yep.
Okay, now you can go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say that most of you guys know, maybe Mason doesn't know, I have decided not to continue on the planning commission after 9 3-year terms, 27 years. And I'm on this body for the last few years simply because I'm the planning commission's rep on this body. So it's been a thrill serving here and enjoyed working with all you folks. And you're gonna do well, and the chairman here has done a great job here for his first meeting, though we did start a minute late.
Oh, boy.
But I'm sure he'll tighten it up next time. Well, yeah, okay, so that's it. That's enough for me. Thank you.
John, it's been a pleasure serving with you.
Thank you.
Certainly has, John.
Thank you,
Been
John.
a great role model. And
Thank you, appreciate it.
Motion to adjourn.
I had one more comment. Just on the list of members here and phone numbers, my phone number is listed incorrectly.
It is incorrect.
772. I apologize for my handwriting was sloppy on the application.
One more time,
7723.
Chairman,
thank you.
I have a comment. On a number of issues, I think. I have been, I made an appeal to the Planning Commission with regard to the Brockmeyer development, and I think it raises a point to a certain degree that there should be a bit more togetherness with the Planning Commission and the zoning board, seeing as how we people probably have a little better understanding of the zoning ordinances, building ordinance community than do certain members of the Planning Commission. I brought up, I believe it was 6 issues that I felt were kind of out of bounds, or things that hadn't been completely evaluated by the Planning Commission on the Brockmeyer program. I have no problem with Mr. Brockmeyer developing his property. I think he has every right to do that, but it has to fall within the limitations and the guidelines of the zoning ordinances, and I think there's been a little bit shuffling over some of those ordinances in order to approve that through the Planning Commission. There's one other issue, and it involves, once again, a zoning issue. I have a neighbor who has, over the last couple of years, put a great deal of effort into growing vegetables and so forth, and donating them to the community. One of the things that they did also this year, expanding their philanthropy, is that they've raised some quail. There is an ordinance that says you can't have farm animals on property less than 3 acres in the city. However, no definition as to whether or not a quail is or is not a farm animal. And these are the little issues and the details that we get into. And then it was found out that the complainant against my neighbor on that fact that they is a member of the Planning Commission, former member of the City Council, and I just think there's not enough cohesiveness within the community, and these sorts of things need to be discussed. This is a small town. We're not a big city, and we shouldn't be pushing one another around like it's. My recommendation is that in the future, on Planning Commission, particularly PUD matters, that we come up with some formal council between planning and zoning, so that we don't run into issues that could end up being might avoid some civil suits within the community. And I think also, in this case, concerned about the fact that we're setting a precedent for other properties that may or may not have the possibility of violating zoning ordinance and creating perhaps enough said.
Just a thought, I would follow up on that. From the Plan Commission standpoint, over the years, we have had some challenges with some folks who wanted to have certain types of creatures on their property. We had a goats issue, remember? We also had bees. And we have allowed that, and those are now in the ordinance. So there's a way to get that in there. And I don't know, Greg, is there anything that says anything about whales? Whales that they're raising? They're raising them commercially or to eat themselves?
As far as I know, it's
For the purpose.
oh. Similar to your dog?
And how many? I don't know. So if there's a complaint raised, I think the Plan Commission will have to address it. If it needs a change in the zoning ordinance, yeah. Things like that come up every once in a while, so.
Or possibly move your pets to my property. There you go. I got 3.5.
Well, I think
So let the planning commission screw with me.
I think one of the things that concerns, how much legislation do we have to have? Are we gonna say that you can't have a dog because a dog makes too much noise? Or because a dog makes more noise than quail? Or more noise than chickens? How far do we take this thing?
But quail don't make any noise.
No.
So it's not like we banned roosters about chickens. Roosters like noise.
Noise at 6 in the morning.
And that
4 in
makes
the morning.
sense.
Whatever.
Too early.
Yeah, I mean, and to be honest, I think the planning commission decision. Take that gospel. So, anyway. Anything else?
Enough said.
Any other comments from them?
Motion to adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
7:33.
Job.
You
That's
started
good.
on time, so
Yeah, we were supposed to be out of here by 7:15.
But, 7:30. If not 7:15.